Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Wakatan TV. Guys, the election is over. Many are disappointed because they did not get the results that they were expecting, even myself. But guys, we are happy because it didn't go as bad as they said it would have been. Guys, I am not a prophet, neither am I a preacher. I am just a witness like everyone else. I have seen what I have seen. I have seen what many of you have seen. So guys, let me thank you all. I am thanking my viewers and my subscribers for being on the journey with us. It was a very long campaign and it was a very eventful one, with lots of fun and joy between both sides. Yes, guys, between both PNP and JLP. And as I have mentioned, it's done and over. Let us put our grouses aside and move on. Jamaica. So you have heard it all. You have heard the report of voter suppression. You have heard about vote buying. And I should see, some increase in some of my past videos because I am not a prophet. I wasn't prophesying, but what I was getting on the ground, if you remember the green parrot was our informer who is on the ground and give us information, from what was taking place in Jamaica. And you would have heard me saying that you're going to be seeing the biggest giveaway ever in our political history. Yes, guys, what we were actually talking about was vote buying, because we have heard that individuals receive up to $100,000 to vote and some not to vote. And also, you have seen, where people who were in line up to 5 o'clock was turned away. And that was not right, Jamaica. We are hoping that, in the future, they will rectify these matters so that it doesn't happen again. Well, as for me, I strongly believe that under Andrew's government, we will never see those things addressed, because those things will go in his favor. because of his corrupt activities that allegedly he is a part of. So, in the history, in our political history since 1944, this is the most corrupt administration we have ever witnessed. Yes, Jamaica. In our political history, this is the most corrupt prime minister we have ever witnessed. So, Jamaica, the 2025 general election is going down in history. This is an election that even after our generation pass, it will still be talked about. So guys, I am going to be joining Miss Diane Jackson Miller, who is, to me, one of the fairest, and I can actually say one of the best journalists in Jamaica. So, Miss Jackson, you have seen what transpired, throughout the election campaign, and you have seen what took place in the general election. So, as you are a professional person, I would like you to give us some analysis on your view of what took place. There are many reports of irregularities, and corruption of a whole, have taken place. So give us your expert analysis on what you have seen so far.
At the time of this video, the PNP had sent out a statement a few hours before expressing concern about what they called widespread reports of vote buying and voter suppression in the recent election. They spoke about long delays for voters at so many polling stations and the refusal to allow persons in line at 5 p.m. to vote, and said those are cause for concern. Let me stick a pin here to say that Jamaica's local election watchdog group CAFE, Citizens Action for Free and Fair Elections, had put out a statement after the election, and they raised this concern. They said in most cases there weren't any major problems, but they did say one thing that I found alarming. They said in 21% of the polling stations reporting, meaning where they had cafe observers, they said persons in line at the close of poll at 5 p.m. were not allowed to vote. They said on the surface, this is against the law, but they said they'll need to investigate each case individually to establish whether there was a breach. Now, this I find alarming. And yes, we wait for the final determination, but just a mere fact that cafe observers are saying people are in the line at 5 p.m. and not allowed to vote is serious, right? Everybody know. If one thing you know is that when 5 o'clock come, if you're in the line, you have to be allowed to vote. The Representation of the People Act, ROPA, says this, right? I asked the Director of Elections about this in an interview I did on my radio program Beyond the Headlines after the election. He says it's something they're going to be looking into. We cannot allow this to drop. We can't drop this. This is serious. This is concerning. This has to be explained by the Electoral Office. Now, the PNP went on to say that while they respect the will of the voters, they said they can't ignore the corrosive effects of these illegal and immoral actions on public trust in the electoral process. And they said they're calling on the Electoral Commission, law enforcement, and civil society to deal with this, to take steps, they said, to confront and eradicate these practices. Now, there's another development, which is that Paul Buchanan, the PNP candidate who ran against Prime Minister Andrew Holness, says he's challenging the results. He's alleging irregularities in PNP stronghold polling stations. He claims there was a, quote, strange removal of several boxes. He says he's gathering evidence. He says he'll report the matter officially to the Electoral Office within a week. So we're tracking all of that and we'll update you on that.
So yes, guys, you have just heard from Deanne Jackson Miller. And as I said before, she is one of the best journalists you have on the island, Jamaica. Guys, you have heard me on many occasions saying that Andrew Holness is going to lose his seat. I am not a prophet, so I wasn't really prophesying, but I got information on the ground that he did not do much in his constituency, because while he was busy trying to cover up, the corruption allegations, and he was running up and down like a headless chicken, he had neglected his constituency. So the people in the constituency of West Central St. Andrew decided was to teach him a lesson. And that is why they did not support him. So, guys, you have heard from Deanne Jackson Miller. So now let us hear from Mr. Paul Buchanan. If you made it this far in this video, it means that you are enjoying the content. Like, share, and subscribe to Walkathon TV, and please watch the ads. Mr. Buchanan, I lift my hat to you, sir, because for 27 years, Andrew Holness has been winning election in this constituency. Now, I said I lift my hat to you because you were the only candidate to come and put him under some real pressure. And I am talking about, you always hear them say pressure bust pipe. And what we have witnessed, sir, I have to applaud you, because there was so much allegation surrounding Andrew Holness. And when we look at the result of this election and see what happened, we believe every word that you said to us about the corruption and the stealing of, this seat. I believe that you won. From what I was hearing on the ground, sir, I predicted that he was going to lose his seat. And I am here as a witness to see what happened, I strongly believe that he lost. It doesn't matter what happened, you know, going further. It doesn't really matter. It is of my belief that you beat him fair and square. And Jamaica, you know, Andrew Holness with a smiling face, you know, looked at us Jamaicans, you know, in his mind, he's saying, look at them, fully dunce. That's what he's saying about us in his mind, that we are fully dunce. But I am applauding this man, Paul Buchanan, for what he did in this election. It doesn't matter what happened going forward because he may not be successful, but he showed us that Andrew Holness can be beaten. So let us hear from Mr. Buchanan himself.
According to the PNP candidate for West Central St. Andrew, Paul Buchanan, the preliminary results bear no resemblance to the history and data of the constituency.
This constituency has 13,400 voters, and never before has the Mullines division recorded the numbers we were seeing in any general election.
Mr. Buchanan is alleging the irregularities were concentrated at the polling stations in areas considered People's National Party strongholds.
At DuPont, in particular, the conflict in terms of the outturn or the outcome and the numbers, the preliminary numbers, could not be supported.
At the Taylor Basic School, the Mall Road cluster, more irregularities, he claims.
Again, there we had significant numbers, so much so that after a visit by Andrew Holness yesterday, voting was ordered stopped inexplicable.
He says his team is also investigating the strange removal of several boxes.
Is that there were some boxes over Seaward Drive or the Seaward School cluster that went to the polling station long after everywhere else in Jamaica, despite the fact that it was about 300 yards away or 300 meters away between Seaward School and the counting center. And when my attorney asked for an explanation, they said that the responsible person was sick. Now, we'll have to go into that as far as the sickness is concerned, or who was the responsible person, whether as a presiding officer. So the question will be asked. Again, at Drews Avenue, where another of our strong cluster of boxes, the pickup people took a route which is inexplicable. Instead of going straight from Mullines, coming up Mullines and go straight through to Bay Farm and Waltham to the counting center, they went through a hazardous path, a perilous path, down Olympic, to drop off 2 policewomen. And we have witnesses of all these things. And through a throng of JLP, crowd and all of that, to 3 Mile and then up.
Mr. Buchanan is calling for a thorough investigation, but says he has not officially reported the matter to the EOJ as he's gathering evidence and will do so in a week.
Thank you, Mr. Buchanan. Thank you, sir. And once again, congratulations to you. Let me big up some real social media warriors. Big up Reason with Rattigan. Big up Wayne Lonesome. Big up Mystic Sensation. Aromatic Realistic TV. Big up Anne-Isabel Rose. I am always forgetting you, my dear. You have done a very good job. Big up out of the press. Live with Jennifer J. Hem. Big up Jamaican Carlos. Big up Make We Talk with Jeffrey Tabaris. Big up Partner Draw TV with Andre Stevenson. Big up Jamaica A Topic. Big up Dancehall Royalty Review TV. Big up Bowler. Big up Talk Your Mind. And big up my good friend D&G. God is good. His birthday, guys, is coming up in another week or so. Let us send him some greetings when the day comes. And big up Jam Carib TV. Big up Sister J Cuisine and Lifestyle. Guys, you have done a very, very great job. And let us also congratulate Mark Golding and his team. You know, they have done a very, very great service to our country. They have put the Andrew Holness administration in check. Yes, guys, they did a very great job. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wakatan TV. Guys, I have said it repeatedly, over and over and over, that Andrew Holness was going to lose his seat. And you have seen so much suspicious activities surrounding the way he won that seat. You know, I strongly believe with the evidence that we have seen, internet going down and JPS and all those things, and the voter suppression, you know, everything, it really suggests to us that he lost his seat, even though that is not what the end result is showing. Jamaica, since the appointment of Paul Buchanan to the constituency of West Central St. Andrew, since he been there as a caretaker candidate, he has done more representation than Andrew Holness in his 27 years as the sitting member of parliament. Let us lift our hat to this gentleman. Good luck, Mr. Buchanan. We hope in the end you will prevail, sir. And thank you for your service to the people of West Central St. Andrew. If there was not so much corruption found in this election, the PNP would have won hands down. It would not have been 34-29. It would have been 38 and upwards. Because, like, you know what took place, Jamaica? You know, let's use the word allegedly. Allegedly, they spent some money in those seats that the 10 people who are under investigation by the Integrity Commission, they make sure to spend some money so that those people would have won their seat. If it was not for those corrupt activity, the PNP would have won. And guys, the only thing that I am sorry about is that this would have been the best time for the Jamaican people since our first election in 1944. And I am talking about the rent to own and the first in family scholarship, all these plans, people were going to get title for lands who live on properties for over 25 years. Yeah, there was, for those young artists, DJs, entertainers, this would have been the best time for the Jamaican people. I can't say I blame anyone because the people were hungry. So when they get such an offer as 100,000, 50,000, 20,000, 30,000, I don't see how those people would have rejected or refused those offers. And why did they have to do it? Because they have to save themselves from going to prison. If they had lost the election one by one, they would be going to jail. One by one, they would be going to jail. We have come to the end of another video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Remember to love God and live. And guys, please watch the ads.
Hi guys, I'm representing for Watson TV, the best TV in London. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you watch all the videos. Thank you, bye.
Big up Walkerton TV, the best TV in London. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you.
Big up Walkerton TV. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Big up yourselves. Sean Hamilton out.